Hi everyone, and we are live. Oof. Uh, let's see. I have I have like a state of the art. Okay, a state of the art. The heart. I had to report this morning. First off, okay, there's so many things I want to say. I'm going to try to put it together. So I'd gotten on a call with a company yesterday. It was like a student travel agency, and I think that, of course, I think I already discussed this before that traditional travel agencies, no, not even traditional, this industry is so fragmented that sometimes when I think about it, it just takes me out, honestly. And I was speaking with this company yesterday, they were like, they get the concept of what we're trying to do, but their students or the community that they built getting into like the challenge, the 30 days challenge, kind of feel somehow for them that because that's not like their direct focus. Yes, they get that they're going to be getting like commission, but they don't think that's going to work for them. And I think I've also discovered that before on this call. Sorry, on the challenge, because I've mentioned that before that what we're offering them is a new category, is adjacent to what they believe in. They would rather do opposite, or they would rather do folks in the same line. And very interesting conversation. I'm like, okay, well, when it got to that point, I'm like, "Oh, okay, I mean, that happens, I get you." And then we just got to a point, and the person was like, "Yeah, I think we're gonna do reseller more. So we're hoping to, if you want people in, I don't want to mention the country, but if you want people in our country to buy your tours, we can do that. Or if you want to send where folks from wherever in the world into our country, we can do that." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, we have like a program plan for like resellers. We have what we pay out to our resellers, and then we have how we work with our resellers." And then this person just said, so it's not just about paying us commission or, people purchasing our tours with you. We are also going to look at how what we do can then be upsold to your audience. And I was mad. I was mad. I smiled all through that call, but I was mad. I was so angry that I thought to myself, first of all, I've brought you one of the most innovative things I've come up with. I mean, not even Zago itself, just like the student travel agency campaign. In an ideal world, right? In an ideal industry, that should not only play out well, it should really make like perfect sense. And then you said you wanted resellers. I'm like, oh yeah, we have something. And then you say you want to tap into our audience to sell your products. If it was travel insurance, I probably wouldn't have a problem with it. But you sell visa, you sell recruitment, like. And as a matter of fact, the student travel agency challenge thinking that we're trying to do is for brand reputation. I know that maybe the next 2 years, none of those students will purchase from us, right? And I was just angry. I was very, very livid. And then I kept writing notes and then asking myself, why am I like, it's not the first time I'm getting rejection and all of that. But I think it was a rejection that was close in the fact that myself and this person were not on the same page. I was so angry. I'm not even going to lie. Very, very angry as of yesterday. And then that conversation kept me thinking about this whole thing. And then I started asking myself, what if I've been, again, that person is not wrong. Oh. They're not wrong for whatever they've said. That's what they're looking for. Because honestly, I don't blame them. I don't blame them because we're in a fragmented industry. When there's a new tech going on, travel and tourism is the last to adopt technology. Everybody hides under the guise of, oh, we love personal connection. Everybody wants personal. Our audience love. It's just a way of saying we don't know how to automate things. That's it. It's okay. It's fine. I can live with that. And that's why there are only a very few folks that are doing amazing things with AI, with robotics in this industry. Like off the top of my head, I can count three of them, which doesn't make so much sense, but it's okay. And then because the industry is so big, it is a combination of travel, tourism, hospitality. Yeah. And then, okay, I think another thing that annoyed me the most about this conversation is that person was extremely transactional. They were not even looking at transformation at all. They were not looking at how this could like potentially build their community. They're not even looking at what could happen like over the next 6 months and 8 months when we go through with this plan and how that could like create a ripple effect for people to now start referring. I think that was I was annoyed. It was an abuse on on every marketing knowledge that I have. Because in the sense that if one person makes a post about you and maybe we like get there, the problem with student travel agents who only travel once. The moment they are in diaspora, they become the audience of another travel company. Because of course people would always move. They become the audience of another company, of another brand and all of that. And this challenge is one of the ways that you can always have them in your ecosystem. You can create more value for them. And then what we're even offering you post challenge is how to keep making extra money on that person, even though they're out of your ecosystem. And I think that was what I found annoying. As somebody that is pioneering community led sales in the travel and tourism space, I'm like, get out, you don't understand what I mean. Anywho, but I'm okay now. It was just, I guess that it's not, I guess, they're not wrong. And I'm not wrong too, you know. They're not wrong for saying, hey, selling is all I see. Selling is all I want. I'm going to be transactional first. I really don't care about transformational. They're not wrong. It's just what they're used to. And I'm doing something new too. And then again, I began to think to myself, maybe I was even starting with the wrong market. Maybe I was starting in a market that's not flexible enough, you know? Anyway, that was it. And then I began to, like I just said earlier, it's okay, so I'm doing a lot of rambling, sorry. And I began to think to myself that, okay, what if I've been looking at this whole thing wrongly? Not Zago itself, or our marketing plan, right? Not even just okay, so not even just student travel agencies. I don't know if if you're watching and this ever happens to you, please let me know. I believe I'm not alone. Where you reach an inflection point, and that inflection point now begins to like make you question everything that you've ever done. Yeah. I mean, so basically, I thought to myself yesterday that, oh, what if I just go to like universities and maybe like schools, it would be easy to get people. I'll get volume, actually. But that volume will just be volume because the fact that they're university students does not mean that it is not everybody that is planning to leave their country. It is not everybody that is planning to pursue further education. And those are great choices too. Do you understand? And so what that means is that we'll have lots of noise, right? And from where we are building from, with the level that we're currently on, it doesn't make sense to have lots of noise. I think it would be very foolish of me to just have lots of noise. Okay, let's just pack people in. But when we want to talk to investors that we have traction, we're like, oh, we have 200. It doesn't make any good sense to me. So I have decided that I'm not going to give up on the student travel agency thingy because again, that was like a meeting with one person. But before I had that meeting with one person, I've had two objections that are like similar. Do you understand? And so there's something there. And then I thought to myself yesterday, what if the reason why student travel agencies are pushing back is because maybe some of them. Okay, so my goal as a strategist is to understand what you're not saying from what you're saying, or is to even understand your silence, right? And then I was thinking to myself yesterday that after that call, sorry, I think I think that yesterday was one of those things that it just makes you like question all your life choices. I mean, I didn't question all my life choices, but I just questioned the marketing choices that were making me take good choice. And I was saying to myself that what if there's an underlying thought that I'm not addressing? What if there's an underlying thought that nobody's talking about because they're not talking about it because maybe they're ashamed or it may make them seem immature? But what if student travel agency are actually afraid of losing control? Do you understand? Because in West Africa, sometimes the average that people spend on traveling, school fees sometimes could be over $20,000. Yes, or 25,000 Canadian dollars. And sometimes for processing the application and all of that, I think that thing is universal. The money that they pay doesn't matter where they are, what they are with, and 7,000, 9,000. Somebody, a student travel agency, might be dealing with insecurity in that sense because if they weigh 10% of 5,000. In this case, I'm not even paying them 10% of 5,000. Get me, or I'm trying to make an illustration because I'm not even selling what they're selling. And they could have made like a calculation that, okay, let's say over 5,000, we made 1,000, they're getting 10% of that. That's 100. That might be small for them. I'm just saying this to illustrate that what if student travel agencies are afraid that when their audience get on our platform, they lose control? Yeah. And then I also believe that whatever is happening now, that whatever I'm currently experiencing is part of a cultural thing. Is a market thing. Yeah. Anywho, what's next? Yeah. I just thought to myself that the next thing right now might be to, yeah, have student travel agencies. I'll keep following up on folks that I have. But the next thing is just to go after like cultural exchange programs, go after entrepreneurship or innovation or um sorry. Hmm. Yeah, so small travel volunteer groups and then just start from there because the truth is at the point yesterday I felt like maybe just cancelling the student travel agency campaign in itself. Do you understand? Because but then if you cancel it means that we cancel the whole the not just the whole campaign but the goal in itself. Anywho, so this morning we're going to be going into blog post. We're going to be going into Google to see how we can find small, right? Because I know there's JC, I know there's ISEC. Is that how they pronounce it? AIESEC. Uh, we don't have the time for that level of bureaucracy. We're just going to go after those that are like around 100 to 100 volunteers, like 500 volunteers max. Yeah, and that's about it. Yeah. Let's just go into my screen. I don't know how I'm going to I don't know how I'm going to find those people yet because this is just a thought, but we're gonna figure it out. Okay, so I'm just going to open the screen to market strategy. And I feel like a lot of people have like oh no, not a lot of people, but like a few travel agencies have like a lot of travel what's that thing called? Trust issues. I always say that I don't blame them, but I think it's like this because I'm playing at certain levels, right? If I decide to move up the ladder, I won't. We're not going to be facing this kind of challenges. But you see, the problem in moving up the ladder too is that you need some sort of proof of concept, some sort of okay, these people have tested it. I was just saying to myself yesterday that even if what we get is like 3 bookings, 10 bookings, 50 bookings, I am going to amplify those 10, 50 or three till we get like the right people and then the right places. And so that it doesn't look like it's taking a lot to even get people on board. I feel like it's stressful if we're giving so much value, if we know what we're giving, and then we have to convince. Maybe we're not at the right place, so we're not just doing it with the right people. Okay, so business name. Oh, sorry, I become. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope that you're having a great weekend. Company name, email, telephone. Wow, this is us like starting something all over again. But we would always have things to start over again, honestly. Because when we start onboarding people, post product, and all of that, we still start a couple of things all over again. So, okay, so let's just go into Google and then type, let's say travel volunteer groups. Yeah, I remember Lige. I think I've tried to work with world packers. Right now, I sent a mail to Graffle. There was no response. Gaffle, sorry, Gaffle. Honestly, I'm avoiding the big companies. 149,193 volunteers since 2007. I'm not trying to contend for anything. I just want to get the good things that we do to the people that needs it. Then after that, maybe I can start contending. But right now, just needs. Okay, pick a destination and project and apply for free. Meet your personal. Okay. I wonder. I know what you read to. I think this is so good. Then, okay, okay. Mm. I had a season I was looking into some volunteering programs too, a long, long time ago. Before, before, before I started supermarketing. Okay, let's see what's here. Oh, this link is not working. Okay, volunteer abroad. Okay, okay, this should be good. But this looks like a really big company, yeah. And then I think the cool thing about these volunteer abroad kind of stuff and is that they don't directly sell. They're like, is brokerage the right word or like the middleman? Who the best person to speak to? This is good, honestly, because we have like a long term plan of doing certain things around sustainability, folks being able to. Okay, I don't think that part of what we're doing has been shared yet. So I'm going to just keep it and not bother sharing it. But yeah, mm, Honestly, I wasn't expecting this. But I guess, I mean, we're going to figure it out really because I don't want to do something that's totally out of it too at the same time. Let's see. I'm gonna have to call these folks on Monday. Yeah, yeah. I think I should just. I don't know if you see my screen, but I'm just going to share it. Okay. Okay. This is yes, travel student agency, or student travel agency. I think I just need to think harder, honestly. Maybe, just maybe, I've not been looking at this the right way. Just maybe. Yeah. Mm. I mean, because when I called like gap year student agency and all of that, they wanted to refer their students to us. I mean, no, no, not yeah, gap year students. Not a lot, just about two of them. What was interesting for them was their students coming to us and they getting commissions on that. Okay, information session. Mm. Yes, this makes sense. I was listening to something yesterday about surface areas, right? And we're talking, I mean, it's just, I think Naval was saying something about the more you push, the more you wake up every day and do the work, the more you're like shrinking the surface area to success, rather than saying that, okay, I'm waiting and all of that. And because we're live for doing this thing, but it feels like I've not thought this thing through with like the student travel agency thing. I thought I had it on the apps earlier on, but as we're evolving, maybe I've not thought it through. And how that concept just came to my mind now is that what if we're partnering with companies actually for this 30 days challenge and product push. We just go to maybe companies that align with what we're doing first of all, that aligns with the values of what we would eventually do on sustainability and then on travel, then maybe it can be easy to sell to them. And what if just maybe one company is all we need and not trying to get into three small companies? What if I put all my cards on just like one great company that aligns with our safety side of things, like a volunteer company, obviously, and sustainability side of things, and then they're doing it at scale, and they can adopt us. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, they would greatly like decrease that surface area to getting us to success. Honestly, okay, yeah. So for example, one of the things that will happen over the course of the next 5 years with Zago Towers is that people from our platform will now be able to adopt fauna and flora all over the world, and then possibly maybe like get that named after them. I don't know how that's going to evolve, but there's that side of things. How we will now just not reward people for sustainability, but then actively get them involved in sustainability. So if I were to go to like a conservation or a marine company that has volunteers, they send volunteers all over the world just for wildlife and marine. If I was sharing that with them, that may make sense to them. And then they may feel, okay, so this will believe not just in safety, but then in sustainability, and then there's like a key vision for both of us over the next 5 to 7 years. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense. So I'm just thinking out loud. I guess today is a day where I don't get to like really figure it out. I just get to like think out loud with you. I don't know. We never can tell until we try, right? Because I think that personally, I'm just tired of going everywhere and everywhere, right? Just maybe that may make sense, or it may not even make sense actually. But honestly, I can't wait to just see what works. What are we going to do? We're going to do everything. We're going to get these flora and fauna companies, right? Okay, I think we should start from flora and fauna companies first of all, because if they're a flora and fauna company, it means that their audience is already in the mindset of responsible travel and sustainable travel. What's the worst that can happen? We're going to try this, we're going to fail at it, and then we're going to re-innovate or innovate again. Let's start with that. But it's hard when the company that we're looking to partner with actually is the one that is not like selling tours directly to people. Mm. This is more stressful than I thought. Yes, honestly, like yeah, because if it's the company that's making the um if it's a company that's organizing the trip, then there's some sort of problem somewhere, right? Because in this sense, they may not want to partner with us because now we do the same thing. Oh gosh, what's this? Oh, they do so many things. It's just so hard to go after folks who do a lot of things. Okay. Wow. Okay. Honestly, I'm tempted to ask myself, what's the worst thing that can happen? We get it wrong and we start again. Yeah, okay. FYI, it's so hard to start again though. Okay. Because one of the things before people list on Zago, one of the things I asked them is, where are you currently listed? And we actually happen to have somebody that is currently working with World Packers. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that right, but like a backpacking volunteer kind of stuff. And um, that person, I remember I was speaking with them and they had said that they just list their accommodation and things that they have on World Packers. And someone who is interested just comes on, picks it, and they book with them. Okay. I can't wait for us to find our winning strategy for promoting the app. Sorry, the web app. Oh well, yeah, website. Mm, okay. So I'm actually taking a look at some blog posts. Oh, that's a gecko. We'll be watching some YouTube videos to find what we want. So I should share my screen. Yes. Please move to the text. Let's see the summary. Okay, let's just call it what you doing. It's just taking too long for them to get to the point. Mm, this is our old folks. Yeah. I just I had a conversation with someone last year who wanted me to talk to some volunteers that had come in from the US and Netherlands from to Kenya right now. So this is what I'm actually saying on this. It's going to be well, not difficult. If it's the company itself that's offering the experience, then you just feel like you're coming in to take their people and all of that. Okay, I think I'm micro thinking this thing. I think I'm overthinking it, and maybe I'm even complicating the overthinking it. Maybe I should just move. Let's see what to. Okay, so I'm not going to be trying to figure it out. I'm going to make as many mistakes as I can, specifically on this side of things, and get it over with. Then we can like find our winner. Okay, so let's copy this. Control C, Control V. I hope that they're still active. You see. Oh, that's amazing. That is really amazing. Oh, they have membership organizations. Cool. So what does that entail? Bad. Not bad at all. That might not be the best thing for us right now, but I'm gonna keep them somewhere. Yeah. Okay, this is cool. It's always adventure travel too. Uh-oh. So how can we reach them? Oh, maybe they don't have a telephone. That's serious. And they're not Facebook too. Mm. Oh, here I'm past. This is me just stretching my neck. Um, I guess there's a way to mix the two. Maybe I can. Let's say this person is in Guyana. Cool. And now I'm gonna be able to figure out how to find them. Although we might not be going to. Mm, yeah, single echo. Yeah, same projects abroad. Worldwide opportunities on organic farms. This is cool. And I think that's quite similar to what World Packer does. Yeah. This is such a huge number. Guess we can throw our art in the ring. Do they have their telephone here? No, I don't want to reach out to this company. They're huge. And it's gonna be stressful to get through. Okay. I guess this is all there is. So I'm gonna say wildlife volunteer travel. Doesn't make sense, but you see. I feel like this is cool. There's so many ways that there could be like possible overlaps in what we do in the future. And even as of today, honestly. So we're gonna try this and then we're gonna see where it leads us. And going to go forward. Going forward. Because when I said feel forward, it just feels like I'm giving up on, not on hoping that this really gets us to what we want to achieve, honestly. I feel like there's no novelty in trying to play small. And I just think that's because we're starting small. So there's always this, oh, I'm just gonna start with this surface area, I'm gonna start with this bunch and then we see where it goes from there. But here we are. Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm just going to go ahead, keep doing keep making the research and finding. I'm just going to focus on like flora and fauna. Let's see where that leads us. Flora and fauna, travel community groups, and we see how that goes. But then again, like I said, we've already observed one thing, which is that these companies sell sell these experiences, to be responsible in the community. But some of them are like the direct companies selling it because they have like travel experts on board. But for a couple of them, they let travel experts just list and then they help themselves. So it's not like there's a rigid or fixed way they do business. I doubt that it would be very easy to transact with folks who are like they have close relationship with the travel expert that's listing or with the host, and maybe they're kind of like rigid on who lists on their platform or who doesn't. I feel like most likely those who just let the host do their thing, let the travel expert do their thing, will be like the best place to get into. But we'll see. But I mean, we're just drawing up the idea as we go. We just had this very of an idea right now on this live session. But I feel like if we go to Flora and Fauna, if it works out, I think it's more purposeful than just doing like random travel and volunteer firms and all of that. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. BST. Thank you. Bye.